Yes, hello everybody. Your English show is the Let's Speak English, and your English show is presented by Mr. Mike Nsuka Happy. And today, without no more delaying, it's how we have it. We are speaking about different topics and so forth. And today we are going to speak about the war in the east part of Congo. That's the reason why I ask you to call your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers. Tell them Let's Speak English is available for you. And I received today Mr. Fabrice. Mr. Fabrice is a student at University of Kinshasa, UNIPIN. Yes, you have the floor.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be there. My name is Fabrice Muchipai. I'm a student in English and French department. I'm in the last year, so I'm very happy to have English TV program with Mr. Mike. Thank you.
And secondly, we have Mr. Cedric Vangi. Mr. Cedric Vangi is an assistant at University of Kinshasa, in English department. Now he is an English speaker. He speaks English, more than American. Yes, Mr. Cedric Vangi, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you for the floor. I'm Cedric Vangi, and I'm a professor assistant of English literature in the University of Kinshasa. Thank you.
Yes, I said in the beginning, yes, today we are going to speak about the war in the east part of Congo. But why only this east part of Congo? Because we have a lot of provinces, but it's only east part of Congo. Why this phenomenon is making film or only there, only over there? And that's the reason why Mr. Cedric Vangi, assistant. First of all, tell us.
Yes, thank you again, sir. I think that it is not something which can be delayed in our mind. You see, the war which is taking place in the eastern part of the country is due to what we call interest and an invasion we started from that part of the country.
Yes.
Okay?
But first of all, tell me, what is the war?
Yes, a war is a state of disagreements among nations or among armed group, okay, just for the purpose of getting something, It's most of the time concerned with the misunderstanding between people, between nations, between armed group. That is a war.
The war.
Yes.
And they use weapons.
Yes,
bombs,
they use weapons, bombs, killing people, you see, just for some interest.
I think Mr. Fabrice Muchipai, you have the same question. Tell us, what is the war?
I think what I have to say, the war means a state of fighting between countries or group within country using armies and weapons. That's the meaning of the word according to the Oxford Dictionary. Yes, that's it, man.
The second one.
Yep.
Why can two countries fight? Tell us the reason.
Yeah, I think that two countries can fight when there is disagreements. See, people cannot fight for fighting.
Disagreement.
It's disagreement. That's the first case. Secondly, if we go so far, people can fight for interest. If I want to join Mr. Vangi, okay, when people find that there is interest, and if two peoples who are fighting, the interest is not respected, they can fight. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, then you speak about two people.
Yeah,
about the country. It's not a problem of diplomacy or political war.
Yeah, it's in another hand the problem of diplomacy, or political. When we're talking about the war between two countries, is a political issue. You see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I think people cannot fight for fighting. For example, when the RC fighting with Rwanda, fighting with Uganda, it's not by any chance. It's a problem of interest. It's a problem of political issue. I think that's it, man, when I can talk in short.
The problem of political issue.
Yes, it's a political
but
issue.
What about richness? Because today we are focused on the east part of Congo.
Yes.
It's because there is mining, diamond, and so forth, about richness.
Yeah, of course. The problem, the war in
Because our country, I mean Congo, is vast.
Yeah.
You see, the country is vast, but we are seeing only the east part of Congo.
Yeah, the war in east of Congo is not by any chance. It is the war based on mining. You see, it's not by any chance that you see there is M23 or M23 fighting our troops, our armies. It's because I think those who are the dark hands of the war in east of Congo is first of all we have international community. We have Kagame, you see, we've run the troops. We have Ugandas and M23.
Yeah.
And that war is not by any chance. They're fighting for their own their interest. They want to stealing the money who are to the east of Congo. You see what I'm talking about? This is the main concern of war. It's not for something else. I think then, in general, what people can understand that the war in east of Congo is the mining war, of course.
I'm going, because you are speaking about M23, that we call M23,
Yes.
but I'm going to ask you one question about
Yes.
M23.
Yeah.
But wait a moment, I'm a bit. Mr. Cedric Vangi, I think, so I don't know if you agree, you see, or you don't agree about what Mr. Fabrasi is speaking about my question. It was about how can two countries fight?
Okay, thank you for the floor. I think that I'll be joining Mr. Bryce's opinion
Yes.
in part because it is not a secret that the relationship that used to link states is based on interest. Okay? And the war that we are facing in our country is mostly based on interest. Let me make it a little
Which
bit.
one?
Yes. Okay, I'm coming back. Well, the first thing is that we need to clarify things. Okay? We faced, first of all, the first Congo War, which began in 1996. Okay? And then came another one, the Second War of Congo, which began in 1998. And the two wars of Congo are different. I mean, the two wars of Congo involved some of the same issues, okay, which are based on the trade and conflict minerals. See?
Yes.
So this is the big deal, I mean, in our eastern part of our country. So they want to make trouble just for taking some goods which belongs to us, Congolese, and took it to their country. And this is something which is not acceptable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And
Unsupportable.
we won't let them continue to work as such. So that's why we have to share ideas. What should we really do in order to bring peace, I mean, in the eastern part of our country, because people are dying, you know, despite different agreements signed by different belligerents, which makes a kind of formal hand to the war, but we have to know that people are still dying till today. So that's why we need to do something to stop.
No, I need to say something about our politicians.
Yes.
Sometimes it's us Congolese people who encourage them. How? You can see someone here, because we've already done election, you see, in our country. But someone who doesn't take the armchair, I mean, he doesn't take the power, you see?
Yeah.
Instead of working for 5 years, another regime. But for him, he looks for problems in taking weapons. You see, he goes over there, so as to kill people, I mean, a rebel, rebellion. He kills people, he's killing people, and after some time he's looking for the talk, the debates, when they debate and they share the power. You see, this kind of man, I call him a demagogue politician. You see, because of the power you kill people. And when you come back here, they give you the post. You are minister, prime minister, president, You see? And Congolese people applaud for you. They forget what you were doing, killing. Why not refusing these kind of politicians? We tell them, no, we cannot accept you. That you were doing, it was genocide. You see? And killing people, bleeding of blood, no. You are not comfortable. Why not refusing this kind of politician? But when they give us t-shirts, rice, money, we forget all and we pray for them. What can you say about it? This kind of politician, a demagogue politician.
Yes, this is a fact which is still an ongoing track in our country. It's pity to be corrupted just with a shirt, with a cap, with a watch, I don't know. It's very pity. What I'm asking Congolese people to mention in the memorial is that we don't have other people who can take care of our country. We are the only one who should normally make things in such a better way so that we can come up with our own difficulties that we are facing in this country. Okay?
Thank you very much.
We need to scrutinize them.
Yes.
Once they are coming, you better ask them first of all the question to know, so what in your political planning, what are you going to do? And most of the time we don't do it.
In addition, you were killing people.
Yes, you killed people. You were a murderer. And you want to get power. So this is how most of African presidents used to do.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
Mr. Price Muchipai.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't understand. It's unbelievable, ununderstandable, unsupportable about our politicians. It means before taking power, you must look for the war. You must take weapons. You must kill people. And after having killed, you come to lead people here. And after that, we applaud for you. Why Congolese people sometimes, it's themselves who are permitting these kind of things?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a good question, journalist Mr. Mike. I think Congolese people have a serious problems of Congolese people are not more matures. We have different politicians who are leading the country for the moment, for this time being, So we have rebellions. We have a lot of people who commit a crime that leading this country is the truth. The truth is the truth. So Congolese people in Africa, having the power in democratic way, it seems a little bit impossible.
In Africa
in
general.
Yes, it seems a little bit.
And Congo in particular.
Yes, it seems a little bit impossible because African presidents, when they are in the power, it's very hard for them to give up. You see, it means that in Africa, to get a power, it's a link of a force. You need to start thinking about war, using a rebellion way just to take the power. So let me give an example what happened exactly in this country in particular. You asking me something great that's
about democratic politician. You kill people so as to have the armchair, but they give you the place, and Congolese people forget all.
Yes, of course. You need to understand that Congolese people are suffering problems. They are suffering for serious problems of the fact of not being more mature. It means that Congolese people are very lazy. Can you imagine that someone who killed a lot of people?
Can you repeat what you're saying?
Congolese
people are very lazy.
You know why I said the Congolese people are lazy? You need to understand in what context I can say it.
Explain it.
That Congolese people for them, they need to eat. Congolese people are starving. Congolese people, when you bring a message for foods, that's all for Congolese people. That's what the Congolese people need. That's why you see sometimes there are hardest people who are committing the crime. There was rebellion, and they are leading us because Congolese people need it. You see what I'm talking about? The fact of being leading by those who are committing different crime in different ways, it means that it's us Congolese people, we accept it because we have the power for the people. The power belongs to the people. You see what I'm talking about? So, talking about the war in east of Congo, focus particularly, I think the problem of the war east of Congo is Congo is the richest country of Africa. Congo has a lot of mining, and hardest people doesn't have it. You see what I'm talking about? That's his country, excuse me, doesn't have it. Don't have it.
That's the reason why they hate us?
Yes, they hate us. Can you imagine that you live to the place and you're rich, and you live into the area, you're the first man that you're rich, and your neighborhoods are poor.
What is the issue?
Yes, let me give an example. Let me explain you some things more great that people sometimes don't understand exactly. So, you live somewhere and you're a rich man, your neighborhood, in your area, you're the soft man who got money. And it's going to bring what they call like a jealousy to your neighbor. They're going to do it just to kill you. This is what happened to the Congo. Congo has more riches, more money. Our enemies are our neighbors. That's why you see sometimes that M23 are supported by a dark hand, Rwanda troops, Uganda troops, just to fighting guys. That's the big issue. You see? The war in east of Congo, it's also the international community who is the dark hand behind it.
But I know something. You speak about, international community.
Yeah.
Before elections, this international community told us that after election, no one can take weapons.
Yeah.
If you try to take weapons, they arrest you. It was impossible. But today I'm seeing it was first of all Kundabatwari and there was Kutaganda. Today I'm vengeful. Why not telling them? Because it's them who said that if you try to take weapons after elections, they arrest you. And what M23 is doing, creating troubles in East.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. They cannot do it by any chance. They are supported with a dark hands who are behind them, So what I'm talking about, M23, people sometimes they don't know the meaning of M23.
I'm going to ask you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
Mr. Mark, the journalist, what you have to understand that, M23, they are not too much. They are short, They are a small troop of hooligan, I can say, excuse me for telling there, a small troop of hooligans who are committing the crime, they are robbers. They do the war just to rob our money, catching, you see,
killing raping girls, mothers, and so forth, killing babies, alive.
They are robbers. They are robbers, stealers. They are stealers. Let me tell you something.
All right, let's give the speech to Mr. Cedric.
Yeah.
Mr. Cedric Vangi. Tell me, Mr. Cedric, is it true? Is it real Congo in war with Rwanda? Is it true?
Yeah,
Sometimes they are saying that they are in war, but is it true Congo in war with Rwanda?
Yes, because the one was supporting, this belligerent or attacking us in our eastern part of the country are Rwandan. You see, it's the Rwandan government who's doing such things. You see, this problem goes back. Well, if we are about to talk about this problem, so we need to raise up what we call the historical background of that war. Okay, I was telling you that the first war of Congo, which began in 1996, it began as Rwandan grew increasingly concerned that member of Rassemblement Démocratique pour le Rwanda militias who were occupying, you see, our eastern cross-border raids. But they had an idea in their head. They had an idea of invasion. Okay, they escaped the Rwanda because they were afraid of the new Tutsi-dominated Rwandan Patriotic Front in the aftermath of the Rwandan genocide.
Except that Rwanda, Congo is in war with Rwanda.
Yes,
but
they are in war, but they are behind.
To definition in the beginning, you said the war is a fight between two countries. Do you see? A fight between two countries. But up to me, I don't see the fight.
Yeah.
You see, we are aggressed. We are aggressed by Rwanda. We are fought by Rwanda. But how a government, they say, okay, we don't want to kill people. That's the reason why we see how the president of Democratic Republic of Congo moving here and by, traveling so as to look for the peace, discussing about diplomacy and so forth.
So I think this is must be done. This is his job, and this is what he is doing. So we need a kind of.
Saying, up to me, the reason the war, because they say the war is
No,
a fight between two countries.
yes, but it is also a fight which may be entertained by belligerent, by armed groups. You see, there now you're facing M23. You see, I don't think that what it's a nation is fighting against us, but it's a group of persons who is pushed, okay, by others.
All right, Mr. Fabrice.
Yep.
You know about this program, sometimes it hurts me because those who are dying over there, they are our sisters. They are our sisters, our mothers, brothers, and so forth. And here in our country we live, in Kinshasa precisely, we live in peace. We are drinking, we are eating, we are dancing cheek to cheek. And they are crying. That's the reason why I say, is it true Congo in war with Rwanda?
Yeah, thank you very much for the questions, Mr. Journalist. I think that I don't want to say the war in the east of Congo. I'm talking in global aspect, the war in Congo. Why we used to say that war in the east of Congo is just the one part of Congo, and all of Congolese doesn't thinking that they are concerned about it. You see, it means that that's war taking about to everybody. Yeah, I'm going to say that the Congo is. You want to know if the Congo are in war with Rwanda?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say that M23 are supported by Rwanda troops, Rwanda armies. Normally, we are in war with Rwanda too, because Rwanda give